All right, Cricket for American, viewership, C-Fam, Nick here.
Gabe, the Night Watchman.
I always forget the wicketkeeper. And we are here today to bring you another video. This one is in direct response to how much we hate leg before wicket.
Loathe it.
And I don't know if it's like an insecurity thing, because I don't understand it.
Despise. Nobody understands it. Nobody understands it. All the people in the chat that say, Gabe, they still don't understand it.
Liars.
Liars. No one understands leg by wicket. You know why? Because it's such a horrible rule. Most people, now they understand it, but even they say it's a horrible rule.
Well, are you sure it's not like the Joey trick when, like, if you don't really understand what they're saying, you just smile and nod?
Like
I do that all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
But
oh, man, that's funny.
We're looking at a video. It's been requested by many different people. We don't have one in particular. We don't have any screenshots, but many people have said you've got to learn about leg before wicket because you guys are getting too upset. Watch the heart rate. Watch the blood pressure. So we are checking out this video from Cricket Digest called Leg Before Wicket, LBW Explained, No Cricket Better Series. So hopefully this is going to help us better understand. Some of the things I know about leg before wicket is if your leg is in the place of the stumps and it hits your leg or the padding before it hits the bat, or, you know, whatever, doesn't hit the bat at all, if it's in that line and it's not too high and it's not too wide, then you can be called out because the leg's in the way. But I don't understand yet is the outside leg thing, because outside leg, like, I only have two legs. Like, which one's the outside leg? You know, you can have the argument for both. And is it like, can you hit the outside middle stump if it's on the outside of that middle outside stump, the middle part of it?
Right.
So, I mean, those are the things I'm confused about. What about you?
Well, for me, I'm thinking about more specifically for spinners or guys that are good swing bowlers, right? You know what I mean? If I'm a spinner and I'm not even trying to be on the line because I'm trying to get that spin to come. I mean, we've seen it before where the spin will come and sometimes go behind the batter and hit the wickets. So just because it's not in line doesn't mean it's going to take out the wickets. And those are some of the ones that drive me crazy. Like you see on the replay where it's at, if I'm looking at the ball and it's spinning this way, physics says if it hits the ground, it's going to continue going that way. Okay, look, really simple demonstration. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, you know, leg before wicket should not be able to break the laws of physics, okay? Isaac Newton's going crazy. He agrees with me. Like, what's going on over here? So hopefully this video can explain it so that my blood pressure can come down a little bit. But realistically, we've had plenty of our fans come on and say, bro, I still don't understand it. I know the rules, but some of the rules are dumb, you know what I mean? But for the most part, they tell us all the time, you got to understand it. So we're trying to do our due diligence and check this video out.
So they're going to have like a Sir Isaac Newton technology? Like an SIN system instead of the DRS. You know, when he got hit in the head, was it head before ground?
Head before ground?
We're going to try to figure this out. This guy's losing his mind, the physics. I love it. We're going to check this video out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All that good stuff.
Check out some other videos that we have. Nonsense as I'm trying to hit this button. I'm struggling. Here we go. All right.
In this video, I'll be covering the law which confuses most of the cricket fans.
There you go.
It's none other than LBW. Let's get started. Well, this is how a typical LBW dismissal looks like. Now, let's get into the details of LBW. Important factors to be considered in LBW are pitching, impact, and ball hitting the wicket. Now, let's understand what exactly these terms are and how exactly these factors play their role. Pitching. Ball bowled by the bowler can pitch in three possible areas: outside the line of off stump, or in line with the stumps, or outside the line of leg stump. LBW is ruled invalid if the ball pitches outside the line of leg stump, irrespective of whether the bowler is left-handed, right-handed, leg spin or off spin. Batsman will not be given out in this case. Hence, ball can pitch outside the line of off stump or in line with the stumps for LBW case to be valid. Impact. So it is nothing but the point of contact between the ball and batsman's body. Here, there is another point to be considered, which is if the batsman is making a genuine attempt to play or not. If the batsman is making a genuine attempt to play the ball, then impact has to be in line with the stumps for LBW case to be valid. If the batsman is not making a genuine attempt to play the ball, then impact can be either in line with the stumps or it can be outside the line of off stump as well. Again, outside the line of leg stump is invalid. In case if the batsman switches his stance, then the stance which he took when the bowler started his run-up should be considered to determine the off stump and leg stump of the striker. If the ball strikes both bat of the striker and his body simultaneously, then it will be considered as ball hitting the bat and the LBW appeal will be turned down. Finally, ball hitting the wicket. In the view of the umpire, ball should have gone on to hit the stumps after the impact. So, to give a batsman out LBW, all the above said criteria should be met. And lastly, the delivery has to be a legal one, meaning it cannot be a no ball. Though LBW stands for leg before wicket, a batsman can be given out if the ball strikes any part of his body other than hand holding the bat, just like Sachin Tendulkar's infamous LBW case. That's all from LBW, guys. Do like and comment if you have any sort of doubts, and don't forget to subscribe.
That hurts. Yeah, that hurts.
Looking at Gabe's cricket ball here, and it's got a lot of scuffs already. I mean, this guy's been putting some work into it. It's seen at least 40 overs or so.
couple overs. You know what's funny? I knew literally everything he said in that video, except for the off stump and leg stump, like actually the way he visualized it and showed it, you know what I mean? But it still doesn't explain to me why, just because it's part of the law. You telling me that just because it's not in line and it's off stump or leg stump, like that just doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? Like you have to take into consideration whether or not it was, everything else makes sense, whether it was going to take the wicket, but you're taking away some of the craftsmanship that some of these specialty bowlers have with their swing, you know, their late action. Like, hey, that would have taken the wicket. You just got to see where the ball would have gone. And I think like baseball, it's because, and that's been my complaint, I think that they make it so that it's more of an offensive game. Because people say, oh, well, somebody told me one time, if it was Gabe's way, batters would always be out on LBW. Yeah, they would. Use your bat. That's what you got it for. Use your bat, all right? You know what I mean? That big wooden thing that sleeps between Jody and Nick, that's what it's for, to hit the ball, all right?
Jody's not always there.
But, I mean, it's not that complicated. But I feel like just like in baseball, they want to make it an offensive game, so they make it harder on the bowler, just like they make it harder for the pitcher in baseball. And it drives me crazy. What were your thoughts?
So, first of all, about what he said. He obviously is a fan of pitching and bowling more than hitting in baseball and cricket. And you have this in baseball. There's a commentator for the Padre. He's a former pitcher. And so there's a thing called a check swing in baseball, where if the ball comes and it's, you know, a ball, not a strike, and the guy swings but holds his swing, the rule is if he goes no more than halfway, then it's a check swing and it's not a strike because he didn't go all the way. If he goes past that middle point or past the home plate, and anything beyond it, then it's called it out. They call him out. Whenever it's like, obviously, where it's, in my opinion, not a check swing, this commentator always says, oh, it's out. He's out. Because he's so biased for the pitching.
Incorrect.
So you can see the bias right there.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're incorrect.
You can see the bias right there.
The rule is if you break your wrist, okay? If you break your wrist, and let me tell you, you've swung a baseball bat. You know how heavy these things are? 35, 36 ounces. There is no way. What they do is they swing and then they pull the bat back. But if you're actually swinging, the only time I'll give a guy a check swing is when they don't break their hands and they come with the bottom of the body. And I've even seen that called. I'm like, he didn't even break his hands. His hands were still up here. All it was his foot. I think it was Mike Trout. And his elbow, bat was still up here, and they called him on the check swing. I was like, wow, that's brutal.
You're talking about your opinion. From what I've seen when watching baseball my entire life, if that bat is held before that, they usually will call them a no swing.
And it drives me crazy.
Exactly, because that's my exact point. The pitching bias. If you have a bias I'm more of offense, more for hitting, so I'm going to side with the hitters. You're more biased. But anyways, it's just funny. I didn't realize that you were so biased that way because this guy says it's always an out or always a strike. Leg before wicket, there were some of the things that, I still don't understand. I'm still a little confused about. I don't understand where you have the line of the stumps, that blue line they showed, where if you are on the off line, I think they called it, then it could be leg before wicket, but if you're on the leg side, it cannot. I don't understand that. I'm not sure why can't it be on this side, outside that line, and not. Are they saying because all balls will only spin towards that way? Because I know that's not true, because you can have spin on both ways. I understand if you're a lefty, then it's going to be the opposite or whatever. Yeah. That part, I'm not exactly sure why that's in place. Please explain that to me, because I'm genuinely confused. Like you said, everything else I pretty much understood. I felt to a certain degree. I did not know about every part of the body besides the hands or the gloves. So I did not know, like, if you crouch, like they showed that little clip of Sachin right there, where it hits his shoulder or his head, and he was called leg before wicket. I didn't know that. I mean,
that's brutal.
That sounds like that might have been a rule that was discovered, like, by Lord himself in the 1800s, and that guy called him out, and he was just hoping a prayer that at some point that was a rule, and they found it somewhere
in there,
and it justified. Speaking on that, in a few minutes we're actually going to react just for fun. Double reaction here. It's called worst umpire and leg before wicket decision of all time. So we're going to check that out in a second.
You know what? Roberlinda puts out some great content, and he's usually funny, man. This guy's opinions are super salty. I love it. So let's see what he thinks is the worst leg by wicket. And after you guys watch the video, let us know what you think the worst leg by wicket has ever been. If you're like me, you're probably going to be like, they're all horrible. You know what I'm saying? If not, then the other way. But like literally, you know what I mean? It's one of those situations where I'm glad he said it right there as soon as he started the video. It confuses all cricket fans, because I think it's just a matter of perspective. If it's going for your team, I'm sure you're like, yeah, that's leg by wicket. If it's the other way.
Yeah. He only complains when it goes against his team.
Was I like, I gotta go back in the streams. Was I like that when it was the West Indies and I was like, oh no, that wasn't, was I? Okay, I'm biased. What do you want me to tell you?
Even whenever it looked like it and they had to do the review, and you're like, that's a horrible call. Why didn't they review it? It's only against the West Indies. And every time it went against England, he didn't even notice it. It went right past his radar.
Oh, I never claimed to be completely objective, all right, people? Oh, man. Anyway, let's check out this video. And
yeah, let's get this going. Let's see. It's just a minute long. Shane Warne versus Billy Bowden.
Go. That wasn't even a full finger. I think he was confused. Wait, was it leg by wicket? Look at the crowd. See, but the batsman's walking off. He's not even appealing.
No, he just walks off.
What team is that?
I want to see a replay.
Yeah, I want to see the replay.
Is it South Africa? It looks like colors from Australia, but they're Australian.
Wow, oh way outside. Gosh. But you know what? It would have took the wicket.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Look at the trajectory on that, man. Shane Warne. Ooh.
Hold that, cousin.
Ah.
Look at this guy. And he went out for 119.
Ooh. I think that the umpire was just tired. He said, I need a break here.
Yeah, I feel embarrassed, but I'm not sure what that logo, international logo is from.
Let us know in the comments. Wow.
So first of all, mad props to Shane Warne for that kind of trajectory, like you said. I mean, it bounced off and it went in. It's tough because of the fact that, you're looking at the angle. From far away, I thought, since it had turned so much that it might have actually went in front of the wickets and missed it.
Right.
That was saying it was going to miss it and go behind it. But maybe they didn't do DRS. Maybe they just showed us the replay, because sometimes they'll do that when there's no DRS involved. Because the guy didn't appeal. He just walked off.
Right.
But, man, I mean, that was a pretty bad call. But you can't blame the umpire, because I thought it would have gone in front of it and passed it.
Well, okay, it and I'll be objective here. Okay, it's going to miss it. But do you see what I mean? How that ball that was way outside still came close enough to the stumps, even using their technology to take it down? Like, you just can't say unless it's in line, it's not going to hit the wickets. Because I guarantee you guys practice that. Let me throw it as far wide as I can do it and still knock over those wickets. I've seen in clips a lot of times where the ball goes behind. It spins behind the batsman, and then it takes, as soon as it hits the ground, it takes a spin and knocks the wickets down behind them. These guys are artists at what they do. You know what I mean? So if it's in that vicinity, again, it's like in baseball. You know how they say tie goes to the runner? Why? Because they want more offense. Why can't the tie go to the defense? Why can't it go to the pitcher? Those outs are valuable. So I'm just saying, it's the same thing here.
It's out of control.
I'm saying it's the same thing here. I think they do it to protect the batsman because they want a more offensive game. I mean,
Obviously,
that's just my opinion.
Yes, you want. Sorry, runs put butts in the seats. That's what it's all about. I love the offense. Now, I do like the bowling more in cricket than the batting, which even surprises me. I do. I enjoy that more. I get more excited when those wickets fall.
I love that.
Like when a 6 happens. Probably because a guy can be batting for hours for crying out loud. But you're out of control. Ty should go to the runner. Ty should go to the batter. Give the batter the ups. Let's hook them up. Most
exciting baseball game I've ever been to. Honestly, it was Yankees versus the Blue Jays. It was 92. This is back when the Blue Jays were good. I can't even remember. 92, 93.
Yeah, they went back-to-back World Series.
Back-to-back World Series. And it was tie game going into the 9th inning. And here's the thing. The Yankees were getting no hit. The Blue Jays were 1 hit. I mean, it was insane game. Like, did you see any hit, any home run? That's baseball. Okay, but don't give me that Red Sox Yankees situation. When they went to Red Sox Yankees when they went to England. Red Sox scored 6 in the first. Yankees put up 7. Like, what just happened here? That's not baseball.
And we're still talking about it. Everyone loved it. I remember taking Jody. She always talks about this game to a Padres game. It was 1-1 in the 12th inning. Each team had like 5 or 6 hits. And I'm trying to get her into baseball, and I'm just like, guys, you're killing me. 1-1. I mean, 12 innings. That's like 4.5 hours. Luckily, the Padres walked off, so that was awesome.
Exactly. It sets you up for a walk-off. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
But if they would have lost and we were there for 5 hours, and my wife is like, we got to go. I mean, I would have been in some serious trouble. So hook me up with some offense. If I'm going to the 12th inning, I at least want it to be like 7-7, so I saw some run score, and it was back and forth. Anyways, we digress once again. Let us know what you think about leg before wicket. What are some things that the video missed? What are some things that we missed? We do read the comments. We do want to learn. Thanks so much for checking us out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.